Okay, we are live. It's just me today. It's crazy. I see we've got one person here already. Hello. You can go out and fill out the poll that's like right over here as to which world language exam you took. And then we'll kind of get started as more people stroll on into the stream. I don't know. This should be like really chill, low key. Like, not a lot of people take world language exams in my experience. So we'll see what happens. Hello. ... And if you're on like a mobile device, I think you press the second or the third. I think it's the third tab. That's the polls, and so then you can go vote. I'm just curious which world language exam you took and kind of stuff. Because I don't know. I don't think a lot of people here, for instance, will be from Italian. I'm just very doubtful. Oh, okay. I guess I'll talk about it really quickly. Do you know which, well, obviously you do, but which foreign language are you taking? I see you got some more friends here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode. I probably should have given the introduction first. Welcome to this episode of Homeroom at Fiveable, or a student podcast from our company here, where we're a bunch of AP students who talk about different things. This week, we're kind of doing like a series where we go live and talk about our experiences with the AP world languages. Yesterday was English and capstone. The day before was social sciences. The day before was history, and the day before was STEM. So welcome to the second to last rant session. If you took AP art history, if you took music theory or any of like the studio arts, then that session is tomorrow, and you should definitely go check it out. I think Charlie will be there. But yeah. Go ahead and fill out the poll at the bottom. I see some more people strolling in here. Hello. Got someone who took German. That's cool. And if you took two exams, I don't think you can vote for you in poll things. Just let me know in the chat. I don't know. I'm curious. Like, I don't know if we have that one student from Nebraska who took every world language, which is literally insane. Like, how do you do that? That's crazy. I don't know if you've been on TikTok or you've seen Trevor Packer's Twitter, but like imagine taking 8 exams from the foreign languages alone. And did I miss one? I'm trying to think. I don't think I did. I think that's it. But yeah, so this year, for those of you who are here just to like say hello, this year world language exams had to basically use an app that you downloaded on an iPhone or an Android. And basically they cut all of the AP world languages to just the conversation and the cultural presentation, I think. So there's no writing aspect this year. There was no, I guess, reading aspects. Obviously, no multiple choice, but also you didn't have to write a persuasive essay or whatever, or the email response or whatever, like depending on the subject. And so, yeah, like this year they only kind of tested one aspect of a world language. I think that was pretty crazy. But I guess we'll get started with the whole process. So I don't know if y'all have been to a homeroom AP rant, but how it works is that we'll pull someone up. We'll have them talk. I'll ask you like a few like simple questions, I guess, to ask you about the world language exam experience. You can rant. You can go off on College Board. You can go off on your teacher. This is like a safe space for ranting. So talk to your heart's desire. So does anyone want to volunteer themselves to come up here and talk about their world language experience? Otherwise, I guess I'll get started, but I kind of want to hear some other thoughts. Just let me know in the chat. Be like, thumbs up, or sure, I'll do it. Or like, I guess I'll do it. Because sounds great. I think you took Spanish language, if I remember right, Perla. Yeah. Cool.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
So you took Spanish Lang, right?
Yeah, yeah, I took Spanish.
Okay, cool. So how did you feel about like the app and stuff? Do you have to take the makeup?
Cool. No, okay, no, I did not, but I kind of wish I did at this point because I got
Uh-huh.
some like, ooh, okay. So I've like tested with like, I don't have a class, right? I'm self studying,
Yeah.
so I didn't have any experience at all with how it was gonna work. So I like
Right.
relied on the College Board. Like I didn't do that many, but I relied on like the practice. So I
Uh-huh.
thought it was gonna like in the practice they have like a little the timer, right, where it shows you how much time you have left. They didn't
Hmm.
have that in
No.
like the thing. So I was like, and they didn't even like have like intervals where you could like tell that it was 20 seconds.
Right.
So I kept getting cut off, and I was so scared. And with the presentation, same thing. I
Hmm.
thought I had like 10 seconds left, but apparently there was like
Yeah.
10 seconds for the person to end it. So I think I failed, but yeah, I
No,
wish
I
I had
think
interval sessions because if we did, then I think I would have felt more confident with that one.
yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was it's crazy. Bull, I don't know if we are I'm not too sure about the details in terms of like what we're doing with Fiveable this summer. I think details will come out soon. But if you need resources for world languages, let's say try YouTube. But the format changes every single year, I guess, sort of. It kind of depends on the exam. Because like Spanish, I took it 2 years ago, and like I'm so thankful I got a 3 because on that conversation, like the girl that I was talking to was asking about like what I wanted to do after graduation, and I definitely interpreted it wrong or something. There was like a false cognate that threw me off, and it was just a whole mess. Like last year, almost every like junior I know who took Spanish slang like misinterpreted one thing, and then like the conversation is like based on that thing, right? So they got a 2 because they pretty much like flunked the conversation. I was like, shoot. But I bet are you a native speaker?
Yeah, I'm a native speaker, but like I'm like iffy on a lot of things. So
Right.
I was kind of happy the fact that it was like just speaking because I was like I got speaking, but I think I was
Yeah.
overconfident too. Because
Uh-huh.
my mom like literally came in the morning of the exam. She was like, "Aren't you gonna study?" And I was like, "No, I need sleep."
Yeah, that's really my mood. Like, cause I at the college I'm going to, you basically have to take a foreign language to graduate, and you have to get like a third year proficiency. And so if you take an AP exam in any subject, in any world language except Latin, you skip 2 years and then you just take the third year. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm there yet. So if I don't pass or if I get because I need a 4 to get credit, it's okay. I still have to take a placement exam anyways. So the AP score isn't enough, but I don't know. It makes me feel a little better about myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
But
just really
yeah,
I like
I don't
emailed.
know.
I was emailing the teacher and I was trying to find out what I could do, but I didn't know what to do, and I'm still kind of like
Yeah.
regretful that I should have studied more. So
Uh-huh.
that's like a tip: study if you can, like, even if you're a native speaker, like just study for it. Because like I had
Yeah,
some
I
big
like
Darren's book too, and then I just couldn't use it
uh-huh.
because it was speaking, and I was like,
Oof, that stinks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was like I took Chinese this year and I'm like sort of a native speaker, but I don't think so. I have like a limited to intermediate proficiency. So I speak like Chinglish at home, so half the time I'm speaking English, half the time I'm speaking Chinese. It's a whole mess. So like cultural presentation was insane because like art the topic this year was literally like a copy paste prompt from AP Classroom, I'm pretty sure, because it was like talk about a Chinese sport and its significance. I was like, okay. So I just spent a whole bunch of time like paraphrasing about ping pong, like because that was one of the like they were like talk about a Chinese sport, including like badminton, kung fu, and ping pong. And I was like, all right, I can do this. And like since I don't know, I heard that you could use digital resources, but I had some stuff pulled up from like a bunch of different like I pulled together like a Google Drive of like culture because I thought it would be something like 2 years ago. It was like talk about a taboo, and I was like, I have no idea what a taboo is in China, like in Chinese culture, and so that was pretty insane.
yeah, I was actually kind of surprised at how relevant for Spanish it was, because like they literally asked about like online learning. They were like,
Oh,
"Oh,
that's
is it
crazy.
efficient?" And like, "How could you make it efficient?" So I was like, "Oh, okay." So like, I had some stuff to say about that. So at least I wasn't
Yeah,
lacking material.
yeah, you're good there. Like, I think, especially since there are so many people who take these world languages, like who are not native speakers, and like this year there wasn't a way for us to like um Like usually you check a box that's like I'm a native speaker, but they didn't do that for this year's AP exam. And I was like, that's crazy. And so yeah,
Oh, light bulb just went out, so I'm gonna try to
that's
turn
so
on.
funny. I was like, it's like maybe my computer's like glitching or something.
No, I'm gonna try to find the light bulb, but yeah.
But yeah, it's craziness.
Honestly.
And it was so quick too. It was like a 15-minute exam. And I was like, wow.
I
Like
kid
I'm
you
done.
not. Yeah, like my mom, like I before every exam, I kicked my parents out. So
Yeah.
that was the one exam that my parents did not like really leave for. So like I think like I was literally in the exam while they were explaining, as I heard my mother in the living room talking super loud. I was like, get out of the house.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
And I just felt like they repeated those instructions so many times. Like they said it like 4 times, and I was like, this is good for me because it means extra prep time, like for the cultural presentation especially. I don't know, but I was okay with it. Like I didn't feel horrible. I did like you're supposed to be like like one of the grading rubrics for both parts is that you have to have continuous talking. So if you say like then like you get points taken off. And like I pretty much thought I was done because the timer thing said 2 minutes. But then I realized that there was like 30 seconds of instructions that were built into that timer. And so I was like, shoot, I have 30 more seconds. I didn't prep for this. So I just like went off the top of my head and started talking. And I was like, this is insane. I have no idea what I'm saying. But I don't know. It's kind of fun now that I think back to it.
I wish I would have had that problem, like, because like I said, I ran out of time. Like they literally cut me off because you know how like they have like the comparison. So I was like, because I've been to Mexico before, my family, I had like that background of what I wanted to talk about. But like, so I had like 2 main points that I was discussing, and I got to the
Yeah.
first point. I got to both sides of the first point, but the second
Yeah.
point, I didn't get to both sides. So because I got cut off, so I was like, no.
I don't know. I think they're usually pretty nice with like if you get cut off and stuff. I don't think they like deduct points if you like say half a sentence. I think like I don't know. I have no idea actually because I didn't do that well in Spanish lang. Like I passed. I'm really happy with my 3. I'm not gonna get credit for it, but uh, who knows to be honest. And like these exams are like crazy. They confirmed that they're coming out on July 15th, which is like I think a week after they planned because they wanted to release them. I think on July 5th. I think that's usually week like right after the 4th of July. But they moved it back to the 2nd week or 3rd week of July. And so that should be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you can like request your score. Like, I know when you send to colleges, you can like request scores, but like at least from what I've like had so far is like when I apply for a scholarship or something, I have to download the score report for the entire year. So I feel like if I get like a really bad score on the Spanish lang one and like do okay on my other ones, like I'm just gonna look really bad because I have to submit.
Yeah.
I want to submit my scores.
I know so many people who like studied so hard for all of their other like non-native speakers and they canceled their Spanish lang score because they didn't want like a 2 or 3 showing up compared to like all their 4s and 5s. I was like, oof. I didn't think of doing that. I was like, whatever happens.
Yeah.
But I think like,
I literally felt so confident and then I just did not do that great.
yeah. I was like the conversation was really they always like do like interviews for Chinese. I don't really know why. Like it's like their thing. Like they always ask like what are your qualifications? Why do you want to work here? And you always have to tie it to Chinese culture. Like they're like why do you want to teach Chinese to kids in Taiwan? And I was like, I don't know. I guess I just like love Chinese culture. And so it's like you just kind of get used to like saying the same thing over and over. But I think with Spanish, there's just so many different things that they could have like chosen from. And I think that's insane. Like I don't even remember what mine was about. Like what did you want to do after school or whatever, or after graduating high school? Although I might be misinterpreting it again.
I don't know.
But I love my cultural comparison. It was great. It was like feeding animals, like the culture of like animals on the streets. That's what it was. And I was like, this is fun. Like like we don't really like strays and stuff. I don't know. I don't even remember what I said as a sophomore, but it was a tough exam. Are you taking lit next year?
No, I thought about it, but I was like, I don't really have space in my schedule, and like, I don't want to put myself through that torture.
No, it's so It's not horrible. It's fun if you like literature. And honestly, like I read through most of the books and stuff, and I really liked it. Like I really enjoyed it. But half the time I had to translate it to English to understand it, and then write my analysis and translate it is like super messy. Because the lit exam for Spanish requires you to like identify. It's literally like AP Lang or AP Lit, where like you have to find rhetorical devices and stuff, and I'm like, I can barely do rhetorical analysis very, very well in English lang, much less in Spanish lit. So like I'm opt out of that one.
I mean, like, as a student who attended your AP Lang sessions, like, I would say you do pretty well with the essays.
I don't even know how to say rhetorical in in Spanish. I'm like gone. Like if like a one is like beginner, like first time like learning numbers in Spanish, and like a 10 is like proficiency, I'm like a 2.5 because like I haven't used it very often. When I do, it's like very, very broken. It's a whole mess.
I mean, it's pretty reasonable though, because like I feel like with any language, like the connections you have to make are kind of like that's the advantage of being a native speaker, because like you can make the connections between words to like make a sentence. But I feel
Yeah.
like if you don't, like if you know the vocab, like you can know the vocab, but you can't formulate a sentence if you don't know the
Mhm.
correct way to orient it.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and I just like props to anyone who takes AP Italian. Like that course is offered at like a few hundred schools, I think, because like not enough kids want to sign up for it in the first place. And so like I think it's pretty insane that like they're pretty inclusive with their courses, and I think College Board was like nice to give practice because like I don't know if you saw like College Board, like for every single AP subject, including all of like the world languages, they gave like 2 timed exam practices that would like simulate the exam. And so I think I did those for every subject except lit because I was like, I don't want to write 2 essays about like prose, but everything else I really enjoyed. Ooh, you're almost half. Or Bull, do you like speak German at home? Like, did you learn it through like a website? Like, where did you kind of get your grasp of German? I'm curious. You can just answer in the chat. Oh, that's cool. That's really fun. My mom like tried to learn German in China, but it was like super crazy because she had like, I think she had a French teacher who taught her German and a Russian teacher who taught her English, and so like she was like so lost, and I don't blame her. But yeah, my mom like wanted me to take German, but our school's German program is really small, and I don't even. And also, in order to get to like AP German, you'd have to take 4 straight years of that language because it's 1, 2. Is it 1, 2, 3 AP at your school too, Perla?
Yeah, like yeah, but like the thing with my school is that I don't think we actually have like any other APs except for Spanish, because like
Uh-huh.
my school is like a mainly Spanish mainly Mexican population. So like
Right.
a lot, if you're taking AP, like you can like jump to, or you can like take it, because in our community like you kind of need to have Spanish if you want to get a job. I mean, I don't know if it's that way with most
Uh,
communities, but especially in our community. So like with like French, like, you can take the classes, but you can't really get to AP in time, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
that makes sense. Yeah. So how it works in our area is that you can take Spanish 1 and 2 in middle school. So in seventh and eighth grade, you can technically like you need 2 years of foreign language to graduate. So a lot of people just get it over with in middle school. Although I think most colleges that you apply to really want 3 years or 4 years of world lang. But basically, that means like most kids are taking Spanish lang as a sophomore, although there are some freshmen, and then Spanish lit is like or Spanish 5 or whatever. And then we have like a weird like Spanish seminar independent research class. Oh, that's crazy. You can't take AP, but you can take 5 years. Whoa.
I know
I
like
cannot imagine.
at my middle school they did have that whole thing too, where you could take like the AP, like you can take, I think you could take a, well, some students in my district took AP because their school had AP in middle school, I
Oh,
think, or
that's
something like that, or they
wild.
got credit for it. I think they got high school credit for it.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't AP, but I think they took it their freshman year. but every other language like doesn't have that, at least at my school. So I don't know why that is.
Yeah, we have a really nice program. We have French, German, Latin, and French, German, Latin, and Spanish. Yeah, and then they like tried to offer Chinese, but like I think like 5 kids signed up, so it didn't fill, and so they canceled it. And they also offer American Sign Language, but also no one signed up for it, so they didn't offer it.
Yeah,
So
my school only has Spanish and French. I know. I think either my freshman year or the year before my freshman year, they tried to do sign language, but like nobody
yeah,
took it, which is sad.
it is. And it's also hard to like hire those teachers too, I think. Like we have
Yeah.
so much trouble hiring foreign language teachers because just it's difficult to work with some of those kids and like it's tough.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I really don't understand how unless you are constantly practicing like conversations and doing like practice cultural presentations in your class or even like at home self-studying, I don't really know how else you can do well on like I don't know why I said that. That's kind of obvious for every AP subject, but like especially for foreign languages, like you need to be like so immersed to get a 5, even to get a 4, I would say. Like it's hard. It's so hard to get like do well in a foreign language without having like a proper teacher per se, unless or if you're a native speaker.
Yeah, I think like one other reason that I was like pretty confident was because like I knew a couple of seniors last year who just like took like they just walked into the exam like without studying at all and they
Right.
got like a 5. And I was like, bro, how?
It's so fun.
I know. One thing though
Cannot.
too is that like I was talking about parents. My mom, like, she doesn't speak a lot of English. I don't know why. Like, as I started studying for the AP exam, she's like, I'm gonna start practicing my English, and I'm like, no, I need you to speak Spanish right now.
That's so funny. What a coincidence.
Yeah. Uh, how does Latin work anyway, though? Like, because you can't
It's
like.
a written exam. It's like and you get a dictionary too. So it's not like you have to speak it. It's just all writing and stuff. I wanted to see if anyone took. I know that someone at Morgan took Latin, and I think they had like an A through L or an A through N or something insane. So I really feel bad for them. Also because like not a lot of kids take it in general.
Yeah, because they say it's like the dying language, right?
Right.
Yeah. That'd be cool to take though. Like, I wish like they offered these in my school.
I would probably like take Latin 1 just to see what would how it'd go. And I think they offer it, but just like very, very like I know one kid who got up to Latin 2 and just couldn't do it. Like they just like got lost in all of it. And I was like, oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. Sorry to hear about that, Bull. About the German to English book. That's crazy. I was very confused because they were not clear on how many like resources. I heard that you couldn't use Google Translate, but then I heard that you could use digital resources. So if you can use digital resources, you can use it like you can technically use a dictionary, right? I don't know. It just seemed very unclear to me because they never were like you cannot like look at reference articles or things like that, right? Like that's what I thought at least.
That's true. One thing I did like, because you tend to forget words when I'm talking in Spanish. So like I looked up a word, but like I think now like was I able to actually do that? Because I'm concerned. I've
Yeah,
never
me
thought about
too.
that.
But like ignorance is bliss, right? Like who knows? Whatever. I mean, if they cancel my score, all right. Sorry.
One thing about like that is like, you lose money. Like
That's true.
that's the
Wait, that
problem.
is true. I don't know. I don't think they'll be that like extremely stringent with those world languages, especially because so many kids could not like people's apps froze. People got kicked out of their apps. They couldn't log in time. Like that was a whole mess. I'm glad. I don't think anyone here has to take a makeup, unless I'm wrong. I see that 2 people are uncomfortable with using the app, and I didn't really like it either because like typing in all of that stuff on your phone, like all of like the grand how did I already forget it? Onyx jewels or whatever. Like that was just like so stressful because I ran out of characters or something. Like I use line breaks when I shouldn't have, and so that was a whole mess. I was like panicking before my exam, but then I was just like chill. I was just talking. It felt like I was like, no, I don't know. it was like my first like real AP exam per se, because like I'm pretty confident in Gov. I'm like Lit is just an essay. I'm done, one and done. But Chinese was like stress. Like I'm a native speaker. I gotta do well. But I don't know.
Yeah, like I feel like if I get that score back and it's like really bad, I'm just gonna like hide it from my parents because they're gonna be like, "What is
Yeah,
wrong with you?"
mood.
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to? Sorry, go ahead.
I was with like the oinks, like whatever, like the whole like scripting, like it kind of sucks because I didn't realize that you can't like go back to the middle of it and like write a sentence because I totally skipped a sentence and I had to rewrite all of it.
Oh no.
Which was sucky.
Yeah, I ran out of characters, so I literally exited and then re-entered the tab, and I was like, oh shoot, what if I won't be able to get into the app? But then I was okay, and so I was pretty happy, and I really like that like you could. Actually, no, I don't. You know how at the end they were like, you can listen to your like make sure confirm that you can hear yourself, and then it plays back like your test. Did you listen to it all the way through?
I did, and I was like, I thought like maybe I should like screen record it real quick, but I didn't.
Yeah,
Like I should have. But
no, I listened to the first 10 seconds and I was like, I'm not retaking this exam. And I think I probably, if I could hear myself in the first 10 seconds, I'm probably fine in the last. And so I was like, submit, I'm done. And so, yeah. And then I deleted the app like pretty much right after the exam. And I'm glad it's gone.
Same. I was like, nope. Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's weird that College Board would only test speaking, but like, okay, it works for them.
Yeah, because I feel like in one way, like at least like from what I know in Spanish, it's like when you speak, like it's kind of a good way of testing it. But then again, like the thing that everybody struggles with, and I don't know how much they actually care about it on the exam, is the accents. So I was like thankful. I was like, what if like I actually would go out into the world and try to write Spanish and I can't do it, and yeah, I'm like according to College Board fluent.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot that they're accents. It's crazy. I'm like, yeah, and French and oh my gosh, like Chinese characters. I mean, you always type it. I don't know where I'm going with that, but like, yeah, especially for the romantic language. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, the Romance languages.
Yeah, the Romance languages. That's difficult. Oof.
One thing that I heard, because like I took Spanish and like instead of taking it at school, I took it at a community college. So one thing I heard from one of the people like who was studying with me was that if you take Spanish like 3 in college, you can get a certificate that says that you like that you speak Spanish. Do you know if that applies with AP or not? Like I would wonder.
I think it depends school by school. I would double check because I know there are like exams too, like the national Spanish exam. Is it literally called that? Let me look it up because I took it. I didn't do that well, but that's the thing. Yeah, the NS. Yeah, the national Spanish exam. They offered at my school where you can just like check your skills and they'll give you like a little score or whatever. That was pretty cool.
Damn.
And that technically like it doesn't certify you, but you can technically win an award. But it was insane. Like I had no idea what I was doing. I kind of took it to skip class. And it asked me how like to conjugate certain verbs in like the present perfect. I don't know if that's real. Yeah, and I was just like oof, like that was like last year Spanish 3. Like I completely forgot it. And so I don't know. It was just kind of insane.
One concern I also like think about is like when I was like in class, they were talking about how like because you know how the Romance languages have like the feminine and the masculine.
Yeah.
And like I heard that they're trying to get rid of that. So like how would that affect like not even just like the exams too, but like the language in general? Like how would you even like go doing that? You know what I mean?
I heard about that. I read like an article. It was really interesting. Because they were like, I don't know. I don't think it will. I heard it's happening in Argentina, but I think they're really, really flexible with like the way you speak. I think I don't think it will happen fast enough to affect like students' exam scores either. Like if you're from Argentina and you move to the United States and you take the AP Spanish exam and you go like gender neutral in Spanish, I think like I don't think you're going to take off points because you're from like Argentina. Like I think that's how it's worked in the past for like For the other classes, there's not really like dialects of French unless you're from Canada versus France. But like, I'm trying to think of like, I guess like with Chinese, they're really nice with the different dialects. Well, you're supposed to speak in Mandarin, but like Northern China Mandarin versus Taiwanese Mandarin versus Hong Kong Mandarin is like so different, but they're like super accepting of all of them. So I think they'll probably apply the same with Spanish. I just don't think they'd be like, sorry, you aren't speaking Spanish the right way. Like I just, College Board is so like not to be rude, but to be rude. Like their like entire board is like so not like diverse to the point where it's like, I don't expect them to be like, haha, you're not speaking it the way that we think you should be speaking it. And so
like do graders have to know like the different dialects? Do you think they have like specific people who know like specific things? Because like,
so I think they have like rubrics, right? That say like, this is a 6, this is a 5, this is a 4, 3, 2, 1 on that specific part, right? And so I think they're pretty, as long as you don't like make up words, as long as it's continuous, it has like proper structure. I know if you use like complex like transition words and like your like your conversation flows well, at that point you like score higher. But I don't think they like ever like, your vocabulary is incorrect, right? It's more so like, is your vocabulary more advanced or is it like more at a basic intermediate level? So that's, I think, where they kind of pass judgment.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna see if anyone else wants to come up too. You can chill here because like, why not? Unless you want to get off, that works too. If you have something to do, I technically don't. But anyone out of the people here right now want to come up on the screen and talk about their AP World Language experience, you can rant. I'll let you you'll have the spotlight literally. I'll see. I saw that Bull earlier said that he's kind of prepping for the summer. That's cool. Good job for getting ahead. Good initiative.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I don't know. I think I might turn this kind of into like a Q&A. That's what we did with social sciences, right? I don't remember when I did that. Yeah, I did it with Falcon Raja 2 days ago. So I might just do that and we can have like a whole round table of stuff. I don't think there's a point in you listening to me talk for like 30 minutes. I think I might cut it at 45 minutes for today, just because, as you can see, AP World Languages doesn't have the most amount of people compared to like STEM, which had like so many kids show up. I don't know if you were there for a lot. It was like insane.
Yeah, I was there. That was some good ranting.
Yeah, comparatively. Oh my gosh. I could still talk about all of the different AP tests I took. Like I did not get all my rant out for all the different classes. Oh my gosh.
There's like so much, like it's a whole year. There's so many things you can rant about.
Yeah, literally. And I took, oh gosh, way too many APs. I don't even know.
Next year, and I was like, wait up.
Yeah, there's like that study that was that basically said that after you take 4 APs, like the benefit to your like actual like academic preparation for college like levels off. You don't need to take more than 4 like in your whole high school career, and I think that's literally insane.
So I guess we're having an easier course load next year. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
As like
I wish.
As like a senior going to college, like, how many of your credits are you actually using like for your like
so my school only lets me transfer I think 24 credits. And so that equates, let me check actually. It's a good thing to bring up because like for instance, like I have to like move everything around because for instance, I have WAP, but I took the SAT subject test in world history. And I'm going to use the world history subject test instead of the AP credit. That way I can save some of the, like some of those hours for other classes. Like it's super, super convoluted. But that's why it's super important. If you're taking any AP language that you like kind of set up ahead of time with which AP class, like which schools you want to apply to, and always check their AP credit policy. There are some really nice states, like here in Texas, at any public university, they are required by law to give you credit if you pass an AP exam. It could be like 2 hours, it could be elective credit, but it's still credit. And so, let me see here. Yeah. So like what my school says is that you can only use 24 credits worth of AP like classes and stuff. And so like, for instance, Lang gives me 3 hours in like an elective, but Lit gives me 3 hours in the English department. Micro and macro both give me 3 hours. I'll probably use those if I score 4 or 5 just to get out of those econ classes my freshman year. Gov is 3 hours. APUSH is so nice. It's 6 hours of credit. So 2 classes I just don't have to take because I got a 4 on APUSH. Nice. And then what else? Calc is always nice. They like Calc BC always gives you so much credit. And same with bio, which is like 8 hours. So I'm really banking on getting a 4 or 5 because I don't want to take that many science classes. But specifically for world languages, I would get, if I got a 4, I would get 4 hours. And if I got a 5, I would get 8 credits. And so that's like, it stinks sort of, because the issue with that is that 1/3 of the maximum amount of hours that I can transfer over comes from a foreign language. Because think 8 out of 24, right? So that replaces like, I don't know where I'm trying to go with this, but basically like, so what sucks about most schools when they cap the amount of AP credits you can transfer is that oftentimes world languages allows you to skip a bunch of classes, but as a result, it means that you have less hours to transfer over for like STEM or for like history. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dang, that kind of like I know like, I didn't know that schools capped it. Like I knew that like they didn't let you have some, but I didn't think that way. Dang.
Yeah, let me check. There's another school I was considering. It was UT Austin here. I'm gonna see, because I think they were pretty nice with. I don't think they have a cap, and if they did, it was at like 26 or something. Maybe I'm wrong.
Wait, so do they give you credit for subject tests? I heard you mention that.
Yes. It depends on the school though. So my school only ever gives credit for. They only give credit for the SAT World History test. That's it. But I know like UT Austin gives you math credit for the SAT subject test in Math 2. And some other schools give credit for what's called the CLEP exam. CLEP is pretty nice. It's basically you get to skip a college class. But once again, I think it's only public schools that really accept CLEP credit. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever heard of that, but sounds familiar.
And fun fact, University of Texas at Austin does not have a cap on the amount of hours or amount of AP credits you can transfer. So yeah, I heard that if I went to UT, I would have started as like a sophomore, which is pretty crazy. My friend who took like way more APs than me would have started off almost as a junior, which is pretty insane. So AP can really get you ahead.
Yeah, like I know one girl at my school, like I didn't know her personally, but she was in my brother's class. He knew her, and like she took like a ton of exams. Like she didn't take the classes, but I know she took like I don't know exactly how many. I don't want to like exaggerate, but I think it was like at least in the double digits. So she like took tests upon tests, and I was like, whoa, no.
I need someone who I think they took 9 last year, and like they did so much self-studying, and I was like, and they gave up. They were a senior. Like they did not self-study for Calc BC, even though they were in the AB class. So they were just like, they said they were confident, but I like looked over at them during the test and they were like not looking great, I think. So it all depends. It's a really big, like time management is really important for AP classes. Also, this is something I could rant about, but all over Twitter, I just like constantly see that people are like, AP exams are a scam. Take dual enrollment classes, take dual credit classes. And, I agree that College Board sometimes, I feel like, we paid $94 for a 45-minute test. That's kind of like, okay, whatever, right? The dual enrollment classes you need to definitely watch out for, because so many schools do not accept dual credit. Like a lot of private schools don't. But if you plan on like staying in state or going to a school that generally like takes in a lot of transfer credit. I think this is another like whole like make sure you check all of the colleges you apply to and their policies, right? Because that's pretty important.
The thing with dual enrollment, at least in my school, is kind of like concurrent enrollment that you have to pay for because you're going to the school and like but like with dual enrollment it's free. So
Yeah.
like at the very least, like because with both AP and dual enrollment, like you have the chance at getting credits, not for certain. So that's kind of my fear too, where it's like I'm spending all this money on exams that like might not even give me anything in the end anyway. Except when it's dual enrollment, it's like free. So I get what they're thinking, but like also it's your point.
Yeah, the other argument I guess that I hear is that dual enrollment means like the class is just it, right? Like imagine if like like your score in your AP class was your exam score. Like that'd be great, right? And that's kind of how dual enrollment works. But like at my school, final exams are like not easy. They're not fun. But most people don't have to take them because we have a really, really nice spring semester fall exam exemption. Like basically you can get exempt from all of your finals in the spring. If you just like show up to school and you have an 80 or above in all of your classes, AP or on level. But
Where do
like
you go to school? Because I'm transferring right now.
yeah, it's great. But the issue is that like for all of your dual enrollment classes or like concurrent enrollment, you have to take the college midterm and the college final, and those can sometimes be very, very not fun. And like I don't know if they're worse than the AP exam, but
yeah.
yikes.
Like I was gonna take dual enrollment. I decided not to in the end, but like my main thought was like because my school like it's your 0 on your first period. So it's like at the end of once you take the exams, like you have like a couple of like weeks after the exam before the semester ends that you can literally go to school at 9 instead of like the normal
That's so
like
great.
7. So I was
I
like,
would
should I do that? Do I want sleep? Like I don't know. Yeah.
I feel that.
The weird thing with those classes though is like you kind like at least in my school they level off, so you have like, in order to take like a certain class that you want to take, you have to have taken the precursor. So you can't just skip to the one that you want. It's kind of like if I want to take intro to theater, just take art when I don't want to do theater at all. Like you have to make those decisions too, instead of like you can just like do what you want.
I have to make lots of like difficult choices, I guess. So what time do you go to school?
Me?
Yeah. When's
I
your
usually I go to I have 0 periods, so I go to school at like 7.
Yeah,
but next year I'm not doing that.
I don't know. I've had different schedules over time because we don't have like homeroom technically or 0 period or anything like that. So our first period is at 7:15, I guess. And so from then on out, like I took this really great class my junior year. It was like a blended learning class where our teacher was teaching pre-cal, but it's kind of like a college professor where we would only go to class Tuesday, Thursday, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday you could show up for office hours if you had questions, and then it was like flip classroom, so you watch videos at home. And I don't know, I know kids do not well like learning at home and then doing what you would do as homework as classwork, but I really enjoy it because it's like really self-paced for me. That's how I did pre-cal, algebra 2, and calculus. And so because I'm like so used to blended learning, like junior year was great because I didn't have to show up to school until like 8, which, to be fair, is like still kind of early. But 8 a.m. for like a high school junior, like I was sleeping at like 2 in the morning. It was crazy. I did not enjoy junior year.
Yeah, like for us, like
really, really
like,
sad.
Yeah, you get to like choose your if you want to go to school at 7, so like normally it's at 8, but if you want to have like an extra class, because like if you're like in the like an AVID program or like the college prep, you kind of want that to have like a full schedule. Right. So especially you have the option to take it, but it's like it's tiring because like I know like I would have so much homework, and like with sports and stuff too, it gets hectic. So you're like if you do all the APs, like they like teachers are like, oh, it's 1 hour of homework, but if you're not fast at like math or science, like you take double that. So you end up going to sleep like super late and getting so little sleep. So, like, did you hear about like the whole like we're gonna push back the hour of school thing? Like, it's a tangent. But,
no, like, I haven't.
No, like okay, well at least I think maybe it's just California. I don't know, but like where they're gonna like they want to like push the hour back. So instead of having to start school mandatory at 8, it'd be 8:30. So I don't know.
Yeah, I vaguely remember like hearing about that. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I get the idea, but it's like it's like there's not really a point because you're just like setting everything back an hour or half an hour instead of like making it like more sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a total tangent.
Huh. Okay. I just realized I don't know if I ever like submitted my scores for my exams. Let me see if I did. I'm just curious. I don't know. Does anyone have any questions? I know we've kind of dwindled down to a pretty small audience, but do y'all have like anything to ask? I don't know, because otherwise I think I'll just wrap it up here because we're just chilling. This could honestly be like a regular like homeroom episode. I guess we could talk about like APs and class starting and whatever. Whoa. I'm just getting like emails left and right too. And I'm like, y'all, it's a pandemic. Chill out. I don't know.
And I keep getting like emails from like my teachers and like not teachers, like my counselors. They're like, this opportunity and this, and I'm like, bro, I already have too many. I'm too busy, right? Or I just want to relax. Like, leave me alone.
Exactly. 10,000%. Okay, cool. Well, I think that will be it for today's Homeroom World Languages episode. Thank you so much for coming on, Pearl. I really appreciate it. It made it a lot more fun than it could have been. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Really appreciate it. I'm glad you found us interesting. And tune in tomorrow if you took a visual arts or if you want to learn about like music theory, art history, the studio arts, because that's a super, super cool area. I'll probably be there for about like 15-20 minutes if I have time, depending on like my schedule tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.